In this session, we are going to see about the dual converters. So in semiconverter, both the output voltage and output current, okay, both are positive. It can be operated in only rectification mode. That is, power flows from source to the load. So it can be operated only in first quadrant. Okay, so this is that case. Both output voltage and current both are positive. So it can be operated in one quadrant operation. In full converter, the output voltage is either positive or negative. Okay, so yeah, in a full converter already we studied. So in that the output voltage is either positive or negative, and the output current is always positive. So this is that case. So here we can achieve these two quadrant operation. So full converter will work if will operate in both first quadrant and the fourth quadrant operation. Fourth quadrant. Okay. So in this full converter, if the firing angle is, that is alpha, is less than 90 degree, we get the rectification mode. In that rectification mode, the power flows from source to the load. That is in first quadrant operation. Then if alpha is greater than 90 degree, we get the inversion mode, that is power flows from load to the source. Here the converter operates in fourth quadrant. Okay, so here the output voltage is negative and output current is positive. Okay, so this already we know about this semi-converter and full converter. So in this session we are going to see a converter called dual converter. Okay, so it is also called as four quadrant converter. That means this converter can be operated in four quadrants. That is, the output voltage and output current, okay, is either positive or negative. See, this is the four quadrant operation. So this dual converter can be operated in all the four quadrant operation. So dual converter means it is consisting of two single phase or three phase. Okay, so, if it is single phase dual converter, two single phase full converter will be connected in parallel. Okay, if it is a three phase dual converter, the two three phase full converter will be connected in parallel. Okay, this type of converter is called dual converter. So in this dual converter we have two modes of operation. First one is non-circulating current mode and second one is circulating current mode. First we can see about the non-circulating current mode of operation. So in this mode, let us consider this is the dual converter. Okay, that is single phase, this is three phase. So when the converter, let us consider this is converter 1 and this is converter 2. If converter 1 is in operation, now we want to operate this converter 2, then we have to remove the gate signal of the first converter, then only we have to give the gate pulse of the converter 2. Okay, this is the case here in this non-circulating current type. So here there is since only one converter is in operation at any instant, there is no circulating current, so no need of circulating current limiting reactor. Here the load is assumed to be highly inductive and the load current is continuous. Okay, now first case we can see when the converter 1 only operates. Okay, at that time, if the converter 1 is fired at angle alpha, bit alpha is equal to 0 to 90 degree, that is, it is triggered between the values 0 and 90 degree. Now the output voltage is positive and output current is also positive. Okay, that is this quadrant. Okay, in this first quadrant it will operate. So you will get this first quadrant of operation. Now if the firing angle is varied between 90 degree to 180 degree, then the output voltage is negative and output current is positive. Okay, output voltage is negative and output current is negative. That is fourth quadrant operation. So here the converter will work as an inverter. Okay, so this acts as a rectifier, and this quadrant, in this quadrant the converter will act as an inverter. Now let us consider the converter 2. Okay, converter 2 alone operates. So here also now we are going to trigger this converter at angle between 0 degree and 90 degree, that is alpha is 0 to 90 degree. Then the output voltage is negative and output current is also negative. Okay, so we will get this third quadrant operation where the output voltage and output current both are negative. Now in this quadrant the converter 2 acts as a rectifier. If the firing angle is between 90 degree to 180 degree, what will happen? Okay, then at this case the output voltage is positive and output current is negative. Okay, the voltage is positive and current is negative. That is second quadrant operation. Okay, so here in this mode, in this quadrant, the converter will operate as an inverter. Okay, so it acts as an rectifier and it acts as an inverter. Okay, this is the 4 quadrant operation. So in this case, no circulating current, since only one converter is operating at any instant. Okay, so no need of reactor also. The next type is the next type is circulating current type. So in this type, the firing angles of the converter 1 and converter 2, okay, are controlled in such a way that one converter operates as rectifier and another converter operates as a inverter. Okay, so both will operate. One will act as a rectifier and another will act as a inverter. Okay, so in this mode, if the incoming converter is triggered before completely turning off the outgoing converter, then the circulating current flows between the converters. So in such a case, the reactor is inserted between two converters to limit this circulating current. Okay, for example, you take this circuit, take this dual converter. Okay, here this is the output voltage of the converter 1 and this is the output voltage of the converter 2. Okay, so here though the output voltage of both the converters has the same average value and same polarity, their instantaneous output voltage waveforms are not similar. Okay, if we can see in this waveform, okay, this is the output of converter 1 and this is the output of converter 2. Okay, though they both have the same average value and same polarity, their instantaneous value of the waveform, okay, are not similar. So as a consequence of it, there is a circulating current flow. Okay, so in order to limit this circulating current flow, we are inserting this reactor. Okay, this is the reactor. So let us consider this output voltage of converter 1 is V01 and output voltage of converter 2 is V02. Okay, since one is acting as a inverter and another one is acting as a rectifier, otherwise one is acting as a rectifier and another one is acting as an inverter. Okay, here we give the minus signal. Okay, the sign minus. So what is the output voltage, average DC output voltage of the full converter? That is 2 Vm by pi cos alpha. Okay, this is the output V01. Okay, full converter, first converter, that is 2 Vm by pi cos alpha 1. Since this is converter 1, we give 1. This is the output of converter 2. Okay, that is 2 Vm by pi cos alpha 2. Okay, so from this we can write cos alpha 1 is equal to minus cos alpha 2. Again, this minus cos alpha 2 can be written as cos of pi minus alpha 2. So from this we can write alpha 1 is equal to pi minus alpha 2. Okay, what we understand from this alpha 1 plus alpha 2 is equal to pi. Okay, that is the summation of the firing angles of both the converters should be equal to 180 degree. Okay, for example, if the converter 1, okay, the firing angle of converter 1 is 60 degree, then we can find the firing angle of converter 2, that is alpha 2 is equal to pi minus 60 degree, that is pi minus alpha 1. Alpha 1 is 60 degree. So 180 minus 60 degree, 120 degree. So alpha 2 is equal to 120 degree. In this case, the rectifier, that is the converter 1 will act as a rectifier and converter 2 will act as an inverter. Okay, since it is operated less than 90 degree, it is rectifier. It is greater than 90 degree, that's why it is inverter. Okay. In another case, if the alpha 2, okay, that is alpha 2 is 80 degree, the converter 2 is triggered at 80 degree. Okay. Another case, if alpha 2 is 80 degree, then what will be the alpha 1, that is pi minus 80, that is 180 minus 80, 100 degree. Here alpha 2 is 80 degree, alpha 1 is 100. So in this case, alpha 2 will act as a rectifier and alpha 1, the converter 2 will act as a rectifier and converter 1 will act as a rectifier, because the alpha firing angle of converter 2 is 80 degree, which is less than 90 degree. That's why it is rectifier. The firing angle of converter 1 is 100 degree, that is greater than 90 degree. That's why the converter 1 is an inverter. Okay, so this is the circulating current type of dual converter. So this is the equivalent circuit of dual converter. This is converter 1 and this is converter 2. So how the firing angle is controlled. Okay, it is controlled in such a way that the alpha 1 and summation of alpha 1 and alpha 2 should be equal to 180 degree. Okay, this is the variation of terminal voltage for an ideal dual converter. This is for rectification mode, that is the alpha is less than 90 degree. When the alpha is between 90 degree to 180 degree, that is greater than 90 degree, that mode is called inversion mode. Okay, that is in this mode it will act as an inverter. Okay, this is the output voltage and current waveform of the three-phase dual converter. Okay, this is the output of converter 1 and this is the output of converter 2. Okay, this is the load voltage, this is the reactor voltage. Okay, this reactance, the reactor is connected between the converter to remove the circulating current. Okay, this is the load current. So these are the waveforms, important waveforms of three-phase output waveforms of three-phase full converter. Okay, that is three-phase dual converter. So what are the disadvantages? So in this dual converter, we are inserting a reactor to reduce the circulating current. Okay, so the size and cost of this reactor may be quite significant at higher power levels. Okay, it is one of the disadvantages. Next one, since it has the circulating current, the converters will have more losses. Okay, hence the efficiency and power factor are very low. So as the converters have to handle both the load current and circulating currents, the thyristors which we are handling for two converters should be in high current ratings. Okay, this is also another disadvantage of the dual converter. Okay, so these are all about the dual converters. So we have seen the construction of dual converter and its operation both in single phase and three phase. In that we have seen two modes of operation, that is non-circulating current mode and circulating current mode. Then finally we have seen the disadvantages of the dual converter. Okay, so that's all about the dual converter. Thank you.